Okay,
Good morning, Phil.
good morning.
It's the 19th of August. This is Rabbi Levitt, Gemora.
Okay. Let's see where we're holding in Shnaim Ochsim Batalis. First parak in Maseches Bava Metzia. And we're on Daf Aleph Amid base up to the Toshma of Mos Mefuzarot. So far we got the explanation of Paris Mefuzarot. The din is Harei Ushalo because it's an Aveda Midas. It's the din of Mechnas de Beidori. But now the Gemara wants to know, what about most Mefuzarot? Why is the din over there? Harei Ushalo. If Yehushalo Midas is Lo Habe Yehush, why is the din Harei Ushalo? Kashan on the Man Omar who holds Yehush Lo Midas is Lo Have Yehush, which is Abaye. Okay, so without further ado, let's take a look at the Gemora Toshma Mos Mefuzaros.
Tashma, Mos, Mefuzaros, Harei, Elu, Shalo. Come and learn, scattered coins, these belong to him, i.e. to the finder. Amai, why? Ha lo yada dinafal mina.
Okay, which Tarshma? I'm trying to find which one we're up to.
It's
You're
21,
up to the
21
one will be.
B2 on the
Okay,
left,
I see.
on
I
the
see it.
third paragraph. Um, when the owner does not necessarily know that the money has fallen from him, it should be that he didn't give up hope. Hasam nami. Okay, so that's trying to offer a proof of Yeush Miloshadas. That we can assume that he gives up even if he doesn't know. But now the Gemara is going to reject that. Hasam nami. There too, Kid Rebbe Yitzchak the Amar, in according with Rabbi Yitzchak, who said, Adam asui le mash be kiso b'chol sha'a v'sha'a. A person checks his purse from time to time, frequently, b'chol sha'a v'sha'a, in every time and time, frequently.
Right.
Checks his purse frequently to see if his money is there. Hakanami, here too, Adam asui l'mashmash b'kiso b'chol shah. Here too, he's going to do that with this money. These money that became the scattered coins. Presumably somebody was carrying it, and he's checking frequently. Therefore, we can assume that he does know. He has discovered already that it's fallen, and he has given up hope because he knows there's no simon.
Right.
So therefore, it's not a proof that we can assume that a person has yeush if without knowledge.
Okay, just to elucidate this point a little further, we're not really questioning whether or not he's going to give up hope when he eventually does find out that the item is lost from him. That's not the issue. We're taking on as a given that when he does find out, he certainly will be meyayish because it has no siman.
Right.
What the issue though is that when the finder finds it, the issue is that the Gemora said, "Be'isur boliyado." It comes into his hand be'isur, so to speak. Why? Because at that time, the person presumably didn't know that it was lost yet. But he can't possibly have actually been me'ayish b'poel at that point. And so therefore he has not b'poel been me'ayish yet. So that's the question of Yehu Shalom Midas. That's the case of Yehu Shalom Midas. And we got a Machlokes Amoraim on this case. We have one man de Omar. Let's say Abaya first. Abaya is really the Pashut Pshat. Abaya says, look, he didn't give up hope yet. So if he didn't give up hope yet, it's coming into the hands of the finder be'isr. He's not allowed to keep it, even and right. But according to Rava holds that no, since we take on that he is going to be meyayish when he does find out, we say that even at the time that the finder finds it, there is a halachic yeush over here, which means that it's coming into his hands beheter, that he could make a kinyan on it and keep it for himself. That's not the pashut. You can understand that you need to say a shtickle Torah over there. It's a lumdus. It's not pashut to say like Rava. The pashut understanding is like Abaye. But anyway, that's the machlokes between Abaye and Rava. And over here, the Gemora is bringing cases from the Mishnah to try to prove what does the Mishnah hold about this issue of Yehu Shalom Midas. So far we attempted 2 attempts and we failed on both of them. So now we'll see what the Gemora is going to do now. Do we have any Rashi for Phil?
I guess we should, but I got to find where it is. You find.
Okay. Yes.
Where's the Rashi?
Lamashmesh. Asui Lamashmesh. It's right by Hagos Agra, if you have the Hagos Agra.
Wait a second. I'm
It's
trying
about
to see.
third of the line, third of the way down in Rashi.
I see the Maha. No, that's not Mahash. You're saying it's Mahash. What is it?
Asui Lamashmesh.
Okay, Asu Lamashmesh. That means like he's going to touch it. He's going to feel it. He's going to feel it. He's going to feel like his pocket or his purse, his kiso to make sure the money's in it.
Yeah, also it means it's rogil for him to be mamashmesh. It's rogil for him to check around in his pocket to make sure that he's still got the money by him.
In the Kodem and before Shematsu said before he finds this, Noda Labalim, it's known to the owners, Shenaflu, that it fell, the Na'oshu, and that he did have Yeyush on that. So the owners who find it should be able to keep it.
Right. Kodim shemotzu zeh, and before this one finds it, no de labailim shenaflu. It's already known to the owner that the coins fell, and accordingly, no shoe. He's certainly going to certainly going to despair from finding them. Okay, so therefore, this case of most mifuzaros is also not a case of Yehushua Midas, because we're saying that since a person is osi lamashmesh b'kisa kol shavasha, therefore we take on that he already knows about the fact that they were lost from him even before the finder finds them. Okay, good. Okay, now Gemora is undaunted. The third attempt at a raya from the Gemora. Toshma igule devela.
Toshma igule devela. Round cakes of pressed figs. V'chi karos shel nachtom. And the baker's loaves. Hare elu shelo. Behold, these are his. These belong to the finder. Round cakes of pressed figs and baker's loaves. Why? V'ha lo yada denafal mine. When he does not necessarily know that they have fallen from him. So figs and loaves. Fine. So we're saying we want to say that we presume that the owner does not know, and yet the finder can keep it. Therefore, it's Yeush Milo Shadas.
We're putting down that it's definitely a case of Yehush Lo Midas, which means that at the time that the finder found it, not necessarily is it so that the owner even knows that it was lost from him. That's the case of Yehush Lo Midas. And now if we see that the Mishnah says Harei Elu Shelo in such a case, so we see that the halacha must be Yehush Lo Midas Habe Yehush. We regard it as a halachic Yehush, because we know that when he eventually does find out, it will certainly be Miyayish. So there's no simon. And so therefore we're going to say that constitutes a halachic Yehush even at the time that the guy finds it. Because otherwise, how could it be that he could keep it? The Mishnah says Harei Shelo. Do we have Rashi on the Gemora's kasha?
There too.
No. Yeah.
Agav di yakire. Since they are heavy, mada yada buhu. The owner is certainly aware that they were lost. So because they're heavy, he's not going to drop them and not notice it. He's going to notice it right away. And therefore, we can assume that by the time the finder finds it, the owner is aware that he lost it and he's given up hope. So it's not Yeush Shelo Midas.
Right. The Rashi is on that one word, the yakre. It says a kaved, which is what you said, heavy. Masa. It's like a heavy load.
Yeah.
I wonder though, because cakes of figs, yeah, they're heavy, but loaves of bread, they're not
Depends
heavy.
how many there are. You've seen them deliver things to stores. It depends how many, if it's on one loaf of bread, yeah, no. But if you're delivering a whole supply to the store, it would be heavy, and you know about it that it's dropped.
You could drop one loaf and not notice it.
Right.
One loaf, the Mishnah is not talking about.
Okay, 2 loaves, 3 loaves, whatever. Bread is light. I mean, if he's got 10 loaves that he's carrying and 3 fall out, would he notice it?
Well, he could tell who if it's three is enough. Any one is negligible. More than one, he's going to notice that there's a difference in what he was carrying. He's not the same weight anymore. That something fell.
I guess that must be what it's saying. It doesn't really
Yes.
seem that plausible to me.
Actually, the I see over here a note from the Piskei Harush. He actually writes, not like Rashi. Rashi's shot in the Gemora, like we're saying, is since they are heavy, so he'll realize that they fell from him. But the word yakiri can also mean valuable. In other words, monetarily. So that's the way the Piskei Rush says. L'gabi gule devela v'kikar shel nachtom, baker's loaves, and these cakes, fig cakes, shekevet shehem mine machal chashuvim. They are very, important and significant items of food, and therefore he says umamashmesh behem. So we'll say the same thing by these cakes and the baker's bread that we said by the coins. Just like by coins, he's always conscious of the fact that he's got his coins. So too, he's always conscious of the fact that he's got his loaves of bread and his fig cakes. So if one of them or two of them is going to fall, he's gonna know about it because he's constantly checking to see whether he's got all of his merchandise still loaded on him. Okay.
All right, so Tashema, the next Tashema, come and learn. Ule sho nos shel ar gaman. Arei elu shalo. So tongues of purple wool.
Yeah.
To the finder. Amai, why? Ha lo yada denafal mimenu. When he the owner doesn't necessarily know that he lost them. Hasam nami, here too. Agav bacha shivei, they're valuable. Mash mushe mi mash mesh behu. The owner constantly touches them to check that they're not lost. V'chid Rabbi Yitzchak. And this is like what Rabbi Yitzchak said. about money. So tongues of purple wool are very valuable. That's consistent with what you just read us about the bread. That they're
Yeah, except that there's a big problem with this. It's very nice that the Gemora said this answer over here, right? The Gemara said this answer over here explicitly. This case is like Rabbi Yitzchak, who said his Torah about the coins. But what I'm thinking of is the Rush, the Piskei Rush. He wanted to say the same teretz. That's what it means, Yakiri, in the case of the date fig cakes and the baker's bread. He said, "Oh yeah, that's what Yakiri means. Yakiri means it's not mean like Rashi that they're heavy. It means that they're significant pieces of articles of food." And since they're like that, he's always going to be checking them. If the Rush is correct, the Gemora should have said the same thing it said here just now in the case of the Lashonas Shel Argamon. It should have said, yeah, this case is just like we said, Rav Yitzchak. Why did the Gemora not say the same language? The language of the Gemora is l'chora, to me, is very supports Rashi's view. But then you have Lou's question. So, but I don't see how. I don't know. Anyway, okay. Okay, so that's Lashonas Shel Argamon. Since they are Chashivi, Mashmushe, Mashmesh Bahu. Yeah, I mean, all these things, people think, oh, money. He's always checking to see, where his money is. But all these things that he's carrying, you can only buy them with a significant amount of money also. So what's the difference whether it's money or whether it's something that you need all that money in order to buy? He's going to certainly be checking. The svara should be that he's going to, since it costs good money, he's going to be checking to make sure that he doesn't lose it, just like he would do if he had actual money. I don't know what's the difference between money and things that are not money. So here at least we see in the Lashonas Shel Argamon, the Gemara is saying, yeah, right. This is these things are chashivi, and so therefore we're going to say just like Rabbi Yitzchak, he's going to be mamashmish to see that he's got them all. But we didn't say that. We didn't say that by the case of the Iguli Devela and the Nachtom. Okay, let's go. Weiter, we don't have any Rashi. Don't have any Rashi yet.
Okay, Tashma, come and learn. Hamotzi Maos, one who finds coins, Bevate Kinesios, in synagogues, Uvate Midrashos, or in study halls, uve bal makom shecharabim mitzuyin sham, or in any place in which large numbers of people are commonly found. Hare elu shalo. Behold, these are his. Mipnei she hava'alim mis yashin mehen. Because the owner despairs of recovering them. V'ha lo yada dinafal mimena. But why? He doesn't know that they fell, that the money fell. In other words, what do we care where it is?
Otzimos b'bate knisiyos b'bate midrashos b'kol makom שהרבים מצויים שם הרי אלה שלא בני שבאים מסיישים מהם.
So Amar Rabbi Yitzchak said, Adam asui l'mashmesh b'kiso b'chol sha'a. A person is in the habit of touching his purse all the time. I don't see the difference between this and what we said before. We already said with coins, he touches his purse all the time.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we already mentioned this the din of Rabbi Yitzchak. So what's the Gemara bringing the kasha over here for? We already know the teretz of Rabbi Yitzchak. When it comes to gelt, it's sheinen andere Welt. People are constantly checking to see if they have their money. We already know that teretz. What did the Gemara think over here? Why did the Gemara think that he doesn't know that it fell from him? We just got through answering a few lines above that according to Rabbi Yitzchak, Adam osli l'mashmesh.
So I have a footnote.
Yeah, this is Tosfos' question.
Yeah, footnote is quoting Tosfos.
Tosfos divrei maskil toshma.
Right. You want to read the Tosfos or should I read the footnote?
Yeah, who wants to read the Tosfos? Phil.
Yeah, I'm going to have to leave, so I'm hanging time. It's almost time anyway. I have to go to my son now.
Okay.
So I have time now.
Okay, as you wish.
Okay.
You want to read the note or you want to read the Tosfos?
I'll try the Tosfos if you'll help. Let's see. Tashma Hamotzi Maos Pule. He finds money, coins. Ema. It's a question. Kevan de Kavar Ha Kasha Mi Mishnayas Mi Mishnah de Maos Mifuzaros Amai Parich so Mehech Brisa the Rebbe Yitzchak Nami Amai Lo Amar the Milsai Amashnisin V'yesh Lomar. Let's
explain what the question Tosfos is asking.
Okay, so it's according to Tosfos, the Gemara is asking a question. Since that already we learned in our Mishnah.
Or hiksha mi masnisin.
What is hiksha?
We've already asked the question from the Mishnah.
We already asked from the Mishnah. Demaos mefos ros. What's mefos ros?
scattered coins.
Scattered. Why? Parich. What's parich?
It's another language of asking a kasha.
Why do we ask? And what is this word tet vav?
Sue, why do we ask um, how do you say Sue? In other words, Tosfos is saying, Tema, this is a wonder. Kaven de kvar hikshema masnisin, the most mefuzaros, since the Gemara has already raised this issue from the Mishnah in the case of most mefuzaros, this very same issue that the Gemara is raising over here in the Brisa, amai porik su mihak Brisa. Why then do we ask further from at this point? Su means further, or at this point. Why do we ask now from the Brisa? We've already asked this question from the Mishnah, and we've already answered it too. And so why do we need to ask this question, this very same exact question from the Brisa?
I see. And Rabbi Yitzchak also.
Now he's got a second question.
Rabbi
Yitzchak Nami.
Rabbi Yitzchak also, why does he not say limlat? I don't know, limalate?
Milo Amar Lamilse. Why didn't he say his statement?
His statement. On the Mishnah,
right?
Why did he say it on the Brisa and not on the Mishnah?
Yeah. How do we know that he said his statement on the Brisa and he did not say his statement on the Mishnah?
The Yesh Lomar, and Tosfos is now going to answer his own question. Did Brisa Alima le ak shui de mashma de bechol inyan hare elu shalo afagav de ika siman. So let's see what that means. Then in the Brisa, Lakshuye, I don't know.
Alimale means it's stronger. Lakshuye, it's a stronger question that can be asked from the Brisa than could be asked from the Mishnah.
Oh, the mashma that we derive the
Mashma because it's implied. It's in the Brisa.
It's implied in the Brisa that with all matters, these are his. With all in all of these examples, they belong to the finder, even though that there is a sign.
Yeah.
I thought we said with scattered coins, there's no sign.
Well, we didn't say in the Brisa that we're talking about scattered coins, did we? Take a look in the words of the Brisa.
Oh, the Brisa doesn't discuss scattered coins.
It just says Hamotzi Mos.
Mm-hmm.
He finds money. It doesn't say he finds scattered coins.
Okay. So So with the figs and the bread, we assume that there's a simon in the figs and the bread.
Well, actually, Tosfos has another. He has another reason why we're saying in this brisa. Take a look at the words of this brisa again. Toshma hamotzi mos bebate knesios bebate midrashos b'kol makom shaharabim mitzuyin sham. The case is that somebody finds money, and I said it doesn't say mefuzaros. So we'll keep that in mind. But where is it that he's finding it? He's finding it in a shul or in a base medrash, and in every place that there's a lot of people that are found in that place. That's the case that the Bryce is mentioning, and it says Harei Elu Shelo. So Tosfos is picking up on this point that the Bryce is saying that even in a case where there's a lot of people that can be found in that place, that the finder found the item, found the money. Look what Tosfos says in the next line. Minimuki taima sheharabi mitzuyin sham. Tosfos put down that we're talking about a case even where there was a siman on the item. How does Tosfos know that? He says, because you see that the Mishnah is establishing a case where the Rabbim are mitzuyin sham. There's many people that are found in that place where the item was found. And therefore what? Continue with Tosfos. So Mashman, I don't know how that will show that there's a siman.
Mashman Nami, and we derive also Afal Gav, even though the Kisheza, what is this word? The Kashza?
Mashman Nami, and it's also inferable from the words of the Brisa that the din is Harei Elu Shelo, he could keep it. Afogav, even though de keshazeh hegbia, that at the time that this one picks up these coins, sham over there, or rather, no, skip the line. Adayan haya balaveda, but beis hamedrash. The one who lost the money is still in the base medrash. And he doesn't even know that they were lost from him. Okay, so
that's
saying two very, very important differences between the Brisa and the Mishnah, which will explain the answer to Tosfos' two questions. The two factors are that Tosfos is saying that in the Brisa, it's mashma that even if the item has a siman, even if the coins had a siman, we say the din is Harei Elu Shelo. And furthermore, Tosfos says it's also mashma that at the time that the finder found the item in the base medrash, the person who lost it is still in the base medrash, meaning to say he doesn't yet even know that they were lost. So because of these two reasons, Tosfos says to ask the question that the Gemora is asking is a much stronger question from the Brisa than it is from the Mishnah. Well, and so therefore, that's why the Gemora is asking right now this question, even though it already asked from the Mishnah. That's the first question Tosfos has. And the second question is It also will explain why Rabbi Yitzchak said his statement on the Brisa, because the Brisa is a much. He's in other words, he's going to say his word even in the case of the Brisa. Even there, we say no. We say he's even there, even before he left the base medrash. He's supposed to be learning. He's also checking. He's also checking to see that he lost his money, and for sure he already knows that he lost his money, and therefore harei elu shalom. Okay.
I'm definitely not following.
Okay, we'll go over it again.
It seems to me that the two things you said about Tosfos's points are equally true of the Mishnah. You can also say in the Mishnah that he doesn't know he lost it yet. What's the difference? Why in both cases he lost the money, and we don't know if he's figured it out yet or not.
No, but in the Tosfos is saying in the Brisa, there's a much stronger reason to say that he doesn't know yet. Tosfos is saying it's mashma from the Brisa that at the time that the finder finds it, the one that lost it is still in the base medrash. In other words, it happened. It happened very, very, very. He found it very shortly after he lost it.
I don't see how we know that.
That's what Tosfos says. How Tosfos knows that? You're asking.
Does he explain how he knows it?
No, Tosfos doesn't explain it. He just says mashma. He says on both points mashma. I don't know the other thing that he says. I don't know where he got it from either. He said it's mashma from this brisa that we're talking about a case of Simon, because of the fact that the brisa says it makes a point that he found it in a place where there's a lot of people around. So since there's a lot of people around, so therefore what? Why does that mean that there's a simon? Don't know.
I could see maybe Tosfos is saying because there's a lot of people around, the money won't lay there very long before somebody finds it. Whereas in the case of the Mishnah, it's just in some random place. Maybe it's more likely that it could be laying there for a long time before somebody finds it. Does that make sense?
I mean, I was wondering in the Mishnah itself. It doesn't say in the Mishnah that where it was that he lost these things.
Right.
But the Gemora is going to have to ask about that. Where were these things lost, or were they found? Was they found in a place where there's a rabbim, or were they found dafka in a place where there's not a rabbim? The Mishnah doesn't specify one way or the other. If the Mishnah doesn't specify, generally we say that the Mishnah is talking, and if it doesn't specify, it's talking in all possible scenarios. So in other words, where Tosfos sees these two factors that make the kasha stronger from the brisa, we have to figure out. But
we'll have to work on
that's
that
the basic
tomorrow.
structure of the Tosfos. What?
I said we'll have to work on that tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Okay. All the best. Have a great day, Phil. I mean, I'm sorry, Lou.
Okay, you too.
Have a great day, Lou.